Hey guys, I'm Malio, President of Theos India Foundation, and our entire team in Theos India and TZ Epic in Asia Pacific are really looking forward to what kind of projects you build using Theos Python SDKs. Thank you guys.
Hello, everyone. Dr. Sony Valdez is a professor with 30 plus years of programming experience. He was introduced to Python from an early version in Blender in 2014. He co-founded Python Philippines after the country's first PyCon. It has been his passion to travel the Philippines and teach Python to coders and inspires non-coders to take up programming. So let's welcome Dr. Sony Valdez for giving a speech of Ren'py.
Hello everyone, and this is me. Let me share the screen first. I should have done this earlier. Is my screen up? Okay, so Python 8.2020.exe. Okay, good afternoon everyone. I'm Dr. Sony Valdez and welcome to my talk. So, about me, I'm Sony Valdez, a gamer, a drummer, and I swear on this, I am mostly harmless. I teach Python, and I am one of the founder of Python Philippines. I use Ren'py, a game engine, to teach simple programming and to introduce project management to non-programmers. In this talk, we will make a simple game in under 20 minutes. I will also be sharing the source code after this talk. If you have any question, feel free to ask in chat, and I'll get back to them after my talk. First, what are visual novels? They are games focused on stories with multiple branching paths. Most of the gameplay is just reading, like a visual novel. And some high production visual novel has voice acting. Even the popular ones can become anime. There are many different story genres such as romance, action, mystery, and horror. Some visual novels even combine different game genres. Now, I'm going to show 7 visual novels to give you an idea on what are being sold in the market. First up is Sky's Gate, which is a mystery story that has been adapted into an anime. This is basically what a visual novel looks like. Long Live the Queen is a game in which you try to raise a princess to become the queen. The Yard is a 1-hour RPG. Pain It's Right is a courtroom puzzle drama. Persona 4 Golden is an RPG with visual novel element. This is what I meant by visual novels that combine different genres. Melty Blood is a fighting game. Amazingly enough, one of my favorites. And The Letter is a horror visual novel. This has voice acting, by the way. What is Ren'py? Ren'py is a game engine built on top of Pygame and Python and is used to make visual novels. It is designed to be usable by non-programmers. It embedded from www.renpy.org and it outputs to Android, HTML5, Linux, Windows, macOS, and iOS. It's also being sold different game platforms. Underneath Ren'py is Python and Pygame, and as a programmer, you can have access to that, which I'll show later. Take note that Ren'py is still under active development, and as a disclaimer, I contribute to Ren'py's Patreon to support the game engine's development. Now, let's make a simple visual novel. This is Ren'py. This is what you see. If we create a new project, so it is Python APA 2020 live. So I just click nets and nets. One thing to note about Ren'py is the documentation is over here. And where did I put my document? This is what it looks like. It's already complete out of the box, and you then see things like how to do transitions. Later, I'll show transitions, but you might be interested to see how the transitions the predefined transition are. Now, we created a project, and let's see the base. This is our Ren'py project. Underneath this is the script, a place to put the images, audio, and so on. So this is the default. If you run this program without changing much, you will see that this is Ren'py. We can start, and we created a new Ren'py game. It's very straightforward. Ren'py has built-in functionality for saving, so you can save and load. You don't need to figure this out unless you're doing something complicated with PyCon. For this live coding, I'm going to take out all of this so that we could start from scratch. Now, the very first thing a programmer does is to do what is tradition. Hello world. I'll save this and go to main menu and start. What happened? Oh, to reload, you press Shift R. There we go. Hello world. But let's make this something more close in line with PyCon APAC. Hello, PyCon APAC 2020. And if you save, it will automatically reload if it can. It will check if you have new images or changes to the script. So here we go. Hello Python APAC 2020. Now, next thing is we need to put a character on the screen. Let's name them hero. Show hero at center. Sorry, show hero. That's show hero. Because the default is they will be shown at the center. Here we have a existing what's this called? A default placeholder image, and we can change this a bit later. One thing to note is if you put in show hero, but here you can see that it's not the hero who is talking, it's the narrator. To add our hero, we just put in the name of the hero on the left side. So save, and it will create hello Python APA 2020. You can see the name hero over here. Our hero, our characters have state of minds or emotions. So let's just put in sorry, I forgot what's the name of the image. It's walking. So we can show the hero walking. So run. And here we go. We have the hero walking. If you are making a visual novel, it's always useful to have somebody make the game and somebody else make the art. So you two work at the same time. And once the art is ready, you just put it in the images folder. So I asked my editor sister, Sony Valdez, to create some pictures for me, and I'll show that in a bit. For now, let's add in some background. In Ren'py, to add a background, you use scene bg and then the name of the background. In this case, it's meadow. Okay, so let's see. And as you can see, it says bg meadow. We've created a temporary background, which we'll add in later. You know what? Let's add them now. Here are the images, bg widow, hero thinking, hero walking, and I'll just put them under the images. So copy paste, go back here, and then I refresh. Okay, there we go. Ladies and gentlemen, this is hero. And on the background is a meadow. The art is created by my sister, and the background, this particular background came from the example files from Ren'py. Now, hello Python APAC 2020. Let's move our hero here to the right. So hero walking at right. This means it will move the hero to the right. What is this? So hello Python APAC 2020. I press a button and hero would move to the right. What is this? Something to note about visual novel is you can go back to the previous dialogue by pressing the page up or mouse wheel up. In this case, our hero simply appeared to the right. Let's add some transitions. So hero walking at right, but with the transition of move in right. Move in right. So let's see what happens. So I press a button and hero moves to the right. Let's add a new character. So what is this? And let's add a new character. We'll call them Alex. And Alex would be gasping. So let's see. There's Alex, and then we stop because we reach the return, and there's no dialogue that would ask for input. Let's have Alex say, "Are you? How adorable!" And then I'm going to make it either. So how adorable. Let's see what it looks like. What is this? How adorable, all caps. Now, if you've noticed, we've used the name of the characters here on the left side. It would be very tedious if sometime in the future we decide to change the name. In Ren'py, we create new variables with the keyword define. So define hero as character named hero, and define Alex as character Alex. And if we refresh, nothing changes, of course, but it shows that there were that our code is still the same. We just added some variables. Next, visual novels always have an element of choice because otherwise it wouldn't be a game. So to add a element of choice, we create a menu. Let's have two menus, or rather first we want Alex to ask, hero to ask, am I a good boy? And then the choices are, yes, I am, and no, I am not. If yes, I am was chosen, let's jump to the good ending. And no, I am not, let's jump to the bad ending. Okay, so if we choose yes, I am, jump to this label. If not, we jump to this label. So not terminated with a new line. Why? Oh, right. It's a label, not a string. So if I see, am I a good boy? Yes, I am. No, I am not. If I go and choose yes, I am, we did the good ending. But if I press a button, we go to the bad ending because Ren'py moves linearly. When we say jump to good ending, we go to this label, run this dialog, and then load to the nets immediately after. So you need to be very careful here. In this case, I want us to return back the menu, or rather after the menu, once we reach the do ending. Now I'm just going to add more. We have show Alex offer. Now this is why it's important to have different, or rather this is how Ren'py handles different images for the same character. We have here Alex, which is shown gasping. However, when we did here, after how adorable, we say we're going to change Alex state to offer. So I press spacebar and it changes. If I click no, I am not, we did the bad ending. So let's make the bad end. Let's make the good ending first. Yes, I am, good ending, and we're just going to show hero, I believe it was love. And as an addition, I'm just going to put in show hero as thinking. So we have here walking and then thinking. Yes, I am. We did the good ending, and hero becomes happy. Now let's move hero closer to Alex. So hero love at left. So hero is over here, but Alex is in front. We want Alex to be behind hero. So show Alex behind hero. And here we go. If we go back, yes, I am. It moves fast. So let's add some transition for hero with move in left. Sorry, this should be moving right. Now we'll see. There we go, moving. Finally, for no, I'm not, for the bad ending, let's have show Alex. What's that? Surprise. And then let's show hero bark. Let's see what it looks like. So, no, I am not, and surprise and barking. Let's put one more. Let's hide hero. So to show an image, show, and to hide, hide. I hope that's straightforward. So let's see. No, I am not, and hero disappears. If we want to put transition again, let's put it over here, hide hero with move. So what would happen is hero would move away. So no, I am not. No, that's not right. Move in left. What am I doing wrong? Okay, I'm going to look at my notes. So give me a sec. And according to my note, it's supposed to be move out. Right. Sorry about that. With move out. So instead of moving in, it's moving out. Sorry about that. I'm not perfect. So no, I am not, and there are those hero. Now, let's go back to the top main menu, and let's add in Python code. So let's have in this example, we say Ren'py should ask for what is your name, and the output should go to Alex.name. And then hello Alex.name, Alex, welcome to Python APA 2020. As you can see, It's going to get updated. So what is your name? Sony Valdez. And hello, Sony Valdez. And the name would also change to Sony Valdez. Finally, if we only want to do one line of Python, we just use the $sign. So thread ending is equal to can be true or false, and the menu allows us to have more than two endings, or rather we can have one or more choices. And we want the secret ending to only appear if secret ending is true. So there we go, secret. So we have secret ending right here. If I go back here and change this to false, save, it's still there. That's because we are currently on the menu. We need to go back up here so that the Python code will be executed by pressing page up. So from here, we go to the next, and we see that secret ending is false and nothing appears. Finally, underneath Ren'py is Pygame, and this is what PyTake. This is example code for Pygame, and if we try this, secret ending, and this is done using Pygame. After this session ends, I'll be pushing the code and this presentation to my GitHub. I'll also be including the minigame. Now, for one surprise in this presentation, this slideshow was actually built on Ren'py. Hello there. I will also be sharing the source code for this visual novel presentation. And I also have a write-up on this on my personal website, which I'll bring up later. You can find the source code. I'll post this after this session. And my personal website, you can find me on Twitter. I play a lot of video games, so expect a lot of video games there. And you can find more of Visual Valdez art at simplyrara.com. And her Instagram is Rara Valdez. So, any questions? Hello? Hello? Do we have any questions? Internet's spotty. Oh, hey, there are some questions. Okay, give me a sec. Should I go to Meet? Under comments. Oh, there we go. Hello, Ivy. Hello, awesome. Oh, do you have a favorite game build with Ren'py for inspiration? Yes, I do. Although, I didn't show it on. Let me share the screen again. Yes, I do have a favorite game. Now, take note that I'm not affiliated with the game, but hey, I like it. How long did you take to build the slide? Less than a day. I think it was half a day. Yeah, something like that. It's actually very simple. Let me see. I was supposed to Long Live the Queen. So Long Live the Queen is one of my favorite Ren'py games. So it's on. There's a deal right now. So one of them is Long Live the Queen. Okay, what else? How long did you date? Okay, hopefully that answered that question. No. So the question is, does Ren'py support Python 3 now? Unfortunately, they are still in Python 2, but with a good reason. Ren'py, they're prioritizing the OpenGL implementation of Ren'py. Give me a sec. I believe I searched this out on Python. Here we go. So issue 2003, and they are working on it, but they are prioritizing on the OpenGL implementation, which I can't see anymore. It's here somewhere. Sorry about that. How would you insert mini games or events into the game? I shown this earlier, and it's basically this. So this is our secret ending. Again, I'll share this on my GitHub. Initialize Python, create a class, and what's this? Inherit from Ren'py displayable, and then get the Ren'py render. This is basically the application window. Create the sprite, and then don't forget to redraw. If this is disabled, again, in Ren'py is built on top of Python, so you use this as comment. If this is not here, it will only draw one frame. But if this is on, it would draw every frame. It's basically a toggle. And then you create a screen, and then create an instance, and just call the screen minigame. And that's how you insert minigames. Do we have time? Because I can show how to add requests into a minigame. I didn't show how to create requests. Yes, okay, nice. All right, so I'm going to, let's add another Python command. So this is a Python code, import request, and we're going to try to get a random.dord. We're going to this API. So first thing first is we need to import RIP, or rather pip install request. To do that, we need to use this command, pip install, target game Python packages. So if I were to go here, pip install Python game Python packages, and there we go. So it's installing. Hopefully nothing, this would work. I already tested it. And we're gonna copy paste this one. Wait, sorry, this one. There's a bug on Ren'py that you need to get a certificate if you need to generate a certificate if you're connecting to an HTTPS. Anyways, okay, installed. Going back here, let's just put it at the start. So I forgot the the Python tag, Python import request. All right, so let's start. Something's missing. Okay, Shift R to reload. Sometimes you need to do it manually, but in this case, Ren'py did not detect that we've added new Python code. It only checks for scripts and images changes. No, it's not. What did I do wrong? Oh, right, I'm on practice. Sorry. I was editing the wrong file. It's supposed to be right here. Yeah, 2020. And adding save, and there we go. So do not find a suitable again I copied the wrong code. It happens. Sorry about that. And don't fail, please. Okay, so this is the story of HTTP random dot and then a number, random data. So this is actually from a website. We go here and paste. It's an API for returning a random dog, obviously. This is the JSON. So if we uncomment web browser.open and we reload, it opens a, it uses the browser and opens a good dog. Okay, hopefully that answered your question. So there are many ways to put Python into Ren'py. Does Ren'py only cater to multiple choice question? By default, yes. Although, as you can see from what I did with Python, you can open a file. You can, what's this called? You can open a file. You can connect to the internet. You can do almost everything. I suddenly remembered one of, oh no, I forgot. One of my favorite Ren'py games came into my head and then disappeared. Because they did something very clever in which they used the file. They used the file to, they look at the directory of Ren'py, and it would, it's basically a game in which you are controlling an artificial intelligence, and if the AI is unhappy with you, it will delete your save file. Sorry, I can't remember right now. You know what? I'll add it to the GitHub. I'll add it to the README later. So, okay. Any other questions? Do we have any more questions? I'm happy to answer questions. Thank you very much. Oh, thank you. So if we're done, oh, thank you. If we're done, one of the things that I always tell whenever I give a video game related presentation, I always tell my audience to play more games. Believe me, that's helpful. I think we can end the session. Yes, please. Okay, thank you everyone, and hope you have the rest of the day. Happy days. Stay safe.